What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Caspa today. There's been a handful of people that have wanted me to do some Caspa analysis over the past week now. I've been waiting for the end of the week, the end of last week, to do this video. I wanted to see how far down you went. I wanted to see if you came back up, if you pulled your skirt up, so to speak, and you saw more of a wick, or if you had more of a body by the end of this week. And it looks like you had the body, right? Because Caspa was doing something here the week before, the week of December 2nd. It was doing something here that looked very promising. It looked very promising. It looked like you wanted to defy the odds, and you wanted to see new all-time highs. You wanted to prove me wrong in saying that this was the all-time high for Caspa. I was even saying on my Discord that I wasn't 100% sure. This move was making me think that Caspa could see new all-time highs. But I also did say in the Discord, for those of you that remember that live chat that we were doing, I was saying that I haven't relinquished my idea yet that this was the all-time high, and I really did want to see how this week closed before I talked about it. So here we are talking about it right now, and the reason why is because this week, where it closed, as bullish as it was, that closing high is no different than these closing highs. It's right at the area that you found resistance, and every time that you found resistance here, I mean, you saw a move down from a high to a low. That was 46%. Here you saw a move down from a high to a low within a 2-week period. That was 31%. The next time, literally the next week, you saw a move down. That was 28%. And then the following, the all-time high area, you dropped down 39%, all in like a week or two's period. This one being the longest time, but also the most that you dropped, right? So it hasn't been a friendly area to you any of these other previous times. And this bullish engulfing candle doesn't give me hopes that it's being friendly to you now. It is rather uncommon to find resistance at this area, I would say once, 2, 3, 4, 5 times and not break above it. You don't really hear of that. And that does make me think that this could be, that you have some kind of chance to break out. But in a Wyckoff distribution kind of scheme method, this kind of stuff does happen. And really, I guess you didn't find resistance here 5 times, did you? You found resistance here once, twice, and then if we move the line up, you found resistance here once. I don't know. However you want to look at it. But to me, it does seem kind of Wyckoff schematic-y. I'm not the best with Wyckoff, but let's get away from the theoretical stuff and apply it to the things that I am more comfortable with, that I am confident in. This move up, the reason I wanted to wait for this week to end is I wanted to see how your weekly RSI went, right? Even though you found resistance here, right, there's other areas that you're finding resistance in. We look at the weekly RSI, and it does appear, to me at least, that Caspa is, well, that might not be the best there. Maybe I should draw it like this, right? You've got this trend line here where you've been finding resistance going down this way. Maybe not these 2 peaks, but these last few peaks. It's just another lower high. You got above your 60, and then you got out of your 60 as quickly as you got in. You got out of it. That's not good, right? You see Caspa prime health. Here's your 60 line. We'll put it right there. Prime health. Look at how often Caspa had readings below the 60, right? Look at how much purple's down there, and then look at how much was above the 60, right? In your prime health days. Now look at how much is spent below the 50, right? Compared to anything you've ever seen before, let alone below the 60. You can't, and then above the 60, right? You're not getting bullish readings. You can't get bullish readings. You're showing weakness. More weakness than you've ever had. You have a downtrend in your weekly RSI has a downtrend. And at a moment where you were about to turn the tide, you had a very bearish rejection. In all definitions of the term, that's a rejection, man. I didn't get rejected that hard at my first middle school dance. This thing got rejected really, really hard, man. And it's not the first time from this area that it's been rejected. I would assume in tradition, with these kind of highs that you've got here, right? If we go to this high, you went down and you found a lower high. Then you found a lower low. Then you found a lower high. Then you found a lower low. Then you found a lower high. Then you found a lower low, which will see readings probably in the oversold zone. You see your strongest moves down when you're in the oversold zone. You see your strongest moves up when you're in your overbought zone, right? That makes sense. It's the relative strength index, the RSI. The stronger you are, the stronger the move. The weaker you are, the stronger the move, but to the downside, right? In other words, my friends, as sad as it is to say, I think I'm going to be validated. I think this is your all-time high. And I believe you're about to see a move down that is stronger than anything you've seen since you formed this downtrend in the weekly RSI. Right. If you are, and my logic comes from this, if this is the relative strength index and you're going down, you're going to form a lower low, you're going to form the weakest readings you've ever seen. You're going to be in the oversold zone where the weakest moves, the strongest moves to the weak side happen. I'm assuming then that you will see a stronger move than anything that you've seen so far. That's my assumption. I think this move, as aggressive as it was last week, I think it's just begun. And time will tell. Normally when I make these very bearish videos on Caspa, that's the time to buy. That's the time whenever it's about to go up. So statistically speaking, I'm actually doing you guys a favor by making this video right now for anybody that wants to see Caspa go up. Okay, so if that's the case, if you've been hating this video the whole time, you've been hitting that like button, you unsubscribed, you should rethink your thoughts. Maybe you should like the video. Maybe you should subscribe because I swear, man, the more shade that I throw Caspa, the better it performs, right? The last time that I threw shade at it, it was down here, and then it had that run up over the next 2 weeks, right? I wasn't here at the top talking smack about it. That's why I went down. But anyways, no. All jokes aside, I do believe it's going to go lower, not just in this price, but lower than this low here. The expectation would be 8.5 cents to 6.9 cents, and here's the catch, okay? I will give it to you that Caspa could still see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle, even if it went down here. I'd say that it still could see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle, even if it goes down here. But if you break this low, if you go down to the 1618, it's definite that that's the all-time highs. And even if you go down here, my assumption would not be that, okay, you're going to go dramatically higher, right? If you were to see new all-time highs, my assumption would be that this move, if you were to find support somewhere in this area and not break through it and not go lower right now with this next move down that you're about to have, if you were to find support, find a lower low, yes, but a higher low in this kind of circumstance, or if it was a lower low, just a barely lower low, it would take you some time to recover, and you would recover, and then the end of the cycle for most of crypto, I think, is going to be the end of 2025. I would think in your recovery, you would come back up. You'd have some kind of double top overall. Maybe you'd have a fake out, a breakout that would get you slightly higher, but that would be the end of the crypto market itself. Everything would start to dump, and then that would be your real sell-off, right? So as far as the cycle for Caspa, I hate to break it to you guys. I really do, and I very much hope I'm wrong. I hope we get one of those C-Zar was wrong videos, TA sucks, it's never right videos. I hope, and I say videos, comments is what I should say, right? I hope everybody gets to have a field day and laugh at me and that I'm wrong. I hope I am, but I don't think I am. The reason I'm making this video is not because I hate Caspa. I like Caspa. I think it's one of the most bullish charts in crypto. A lot of people write the comments, they're like, this guy just wishes he got in early because he missed the boat. Damn right, I wish I got in earlier, right? Don't you? I wish I did too. I think it's a great project. It seems promising, right? A lot of projects, especially in their first cycle, seem promising, but then after their second cycle, they fizzle out. The devs break up, right? There's no congruency in the developer ecosystem, right? That there's the project management team or whoever's helping push this thing forward. People like start other projects, right? That's what happens in the bear market. So what I want to see is how well Caspa does in this bear market, how constructive it is in its bear market. It was very constructive and very just eruptive in its bull market. I want to see it being constructive and not just shit the bed in its bear market too. And I will happily buy. I'm eager to buy Caspa whenever we see how it performs in its bear market, but I don't know how it's at now. I forget what got me on this whole tangent here, but I'm trying to say I don't hate Caspa. I don't want to see it go down. I don't have some kind of vendetta against it. I'm just telling you guys what I genuinely see. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I want this thing to see $5 by the end of the cycle. I want you to all be stupid rich, right? But what I don't want, that's what I want to see. But the reason why I'm making this video is not because of what I want to see. It's because of what I don't want to see. I don't want to see anybody who bought Caspa up here expecting that it was just going to continue to do what it did its whole life, and now it's clearly doing something different. This is absolutely a Wyckoff distribution phase. Look it up if you want to know what that is, right? Look it up. I don't know too much about it, but look up Wyckoff distribution schematics. It'll look something like this, right? It only looks more and more like this as time goes on. I don't want to see you guys get screwed. I want to see me be wrong. I want me to be the butt end of this joke. I don't want to see people getting hurt, right? You're all in crypto right now. You're trying to make money. You're trying to do something that will set up generational wealth for you, or at least, wealth that you can build from over the next 4 years, over the next cycle. You don't want to waste your cycle in something that literally, I mean, since November of 2023, it just hasn't moved. It's been a very tradable coin. If you wanted to sell the highs, buy the lows, like you could have killed it if you were doing these swing trades. You really could have. But if you're holding for the investment, this is not your coin. And it's going to go lower. It's going to go a lot lower, guys. It's going to drop about 50% from here, if not more. And the best case scenario is that you continue to move up with the rest of the markets. You form some kind of very long phase of distribution. And then you have your sell-off, right? Worst case scenario is you started your cycle early, right? Most of crypto started its bull cycle in January of 2023 or later. Some of them are just starting their bull cycles now, okay? Just like now, literally sandbox. It's just starting its bull cycle now. How do I know? It just had its lows. That's the bear cycle lows, right? That's its initial move down, but it just ended its bear cycle in August. It's just starting its bull cycle now. You can't tell me that it started its bull cycle anywhere else but now, okay? This thing started back in May of 2022. Right? It had a very long cycle already. Wouldn't it make sense that if it started earlier, it might end earlier, right? Wouldn't it make sense that if you moved up a phenomenal amount that you would have some kind of significant retracement, And then furthermore, one last thing that I'll end the video with, which I think it's becoming abundantly clear in the Caspa community, because you don't hear people saying it. I don't get the same snide comments as I used to get, but I've been saying it this whole time, where everybody's been like, it's the power law. That's what this structure is. It's really good. I was saying, more oftentimes than not, whenever you get this kind of curved structure, it's actually not a good thing. It actually, this rolling over in price, mark my words, it's the same thing to a down effect, right? If you're coming down and you do this, you're not like, wow, that's really bearish. You're actually like, wow, this is bullish. It's having a soft turn. It might come back up, right? Perfect example of that, Hood, right here. The last stock I was talking about, perfect, right? And if it doesn't seem like it on the weekly, I mean, it kind of went sideways, but again, rolling sideways, it's not as much of a power law look, I'll give it, as Caspa was. But right, you've got this rolling here on your lows. That's not bear. That's not going to mean that you're going to go lower. That's bullish. Same effect here. This isn't bullish, you guys. This isn't bullish. You want to compare it to Bitcoin, but it's not comparable to Bitcoin until it's had its first bear cycle. And I think it's abundantly clear that when it does have its first bear cycle, it's going to break this whatever power law figure, this what do they call it? The logarithmic regression figure, the rainbow charts, right? Whatever you want to call it. It's broken that structure already. It broke the structure with this low here. It's going to continue to break that structure. That whole theory, that whole argument that's been used, it's out the window now. And if it's not clear now, it should be clear. I think a lot of you, it has become clear, but it's going to become increasingly clear over the weeks and over the months. And that's all I wanted to say at the end there for whatever reason. I don't know. But just be aware of this, right? Be aware of this. Everybody thinks their crypto is special, and they come up with all the reasons to think of that, right? But the thing is, you have to be logical. You have to use reality. It is special. This is a special chart. It started early. Might it end early? MicroStrategy, Marathon announced at the all-time high. It's no coincidence. The week that we had the all-time high, it might have been the week before, if not the week of the all-time high. Marathon announces they've been mining Caspa, and then they start selling it. Kraken announces that they're going to list Caspa. You finally had an American exchange that listed Caspa. You had all these, and there were other bullish things too. I'm not a Caspa person, right? I don't have all the information, but there are a lot of bullish things that happened up here. Generally, when you have a bull cycle, when you have any move up, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's any crypto or stocks, and you get a bunch of bullish news at the all-time highs and you're not going anywhere, it tends to mean the cycle's over, right? It's the same thing to the down effect. When you have a bunch of negative news, crypto's dead, Bitcoin's dead, it's never coming back, and it's at the bottom, it tends to mean it's time to buy. I feel like the logic is there, the evidence is there, and it will only become increasingly more obvious as the time goes on, right? It was less obvious that we were going to retrace when we're going to the moon, right? But now that you've had some time to think things over, maybe it's becoming more obvious. I'm not a hater on Caspa. I want to buy some Caspa. I do want to buy it at lower prices, but that's not why I'm calling for it to go lower. I'm calling for it to go lower. I'm making this video genuinely, guys, because I don't want to see you get screwed. Get out. I don't tell anybody what to do with their money, right? I'm not telling you what to do with your money right now. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But get the hell out. Get into any other crypto. Sandbox looks great, man. Get into Sandbox. Get into Mana. Get into there was one guy that was on a live stream. I wasn't telling him to do this, but the people in my comments were. Not that you should ever blindly listen to. It worked out for this guy, but he sold. I forget who it was. I think his name was Dennis or something. And shout out to you, my man. If you know who you are. But it was like one of my third live stream ago that I had, or my second live stream ago. He bought Compound. I want to say like down here in this consolidation range. He sold Caspa at like 14 cents. He bought Compound. Compound's at $106 now. It's not back at $71 like that guy bought it, but it's still at a good price. There's beyond Compound. I mean, just go through. LCX is a good one. Like top 100 coins, guys. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I just don't want to see anybody get screwed. And even if I'm wrong, even if I'm absolutely wrong, and Caspa does see new all-time highs, I'm very confident whenever I say this. Okay, I'm very, very confident when I say this. Even if it does see new all-time highs, the amount of growth that it will have from here will pale in comparison to the rest of the markets. Caspa will underperform the rest of the market. Oh man, I keep trying to end the video, but I want to do this real quick. Let's validate that. Let's see if this is true. Okay, we're gonna do this versus others. Okay, others chart. We're gonna do Caspa. It's gonna be Caspa versus others. If we see this chart going up, that means Caspa will outperform the market. If we see it going down, it's gonna underperform the market. Okay. We're in a log chart here. I mean, I think it's obvious, right? You don't have to know TA to know this, right? Like, here's your move up, kind of parabolic even. You got your lower low, you're breaking out. Caspa right now, since August of this year, has been largely underperforming the markets month after month after month after month, right? After largely outperforming it month after month after month. Weekly time frame. The RSI is not going to help us there. It's at 100. It's definitely not at 100 if it's moving like this. You guys, with the trajectory, just given looking at this right now, I would assume Caspa is going to continue. It's because it's at 0. It doesn't actually have values, right? That's okay though. But versus others, yeah, man, doesn't look good. Looks like it wants to go down. It looks like it wants to go down to me. It's because it's at 0. It doesn't give it number values. I wonder if I did others versus CAS, if it would be different. Hey, there we go. Okay, so now if this chart's bullish, right, then that means look at this. Look at how bullish this chart looks. Look at it's a totally different aspect, right? You've literally got the Adam and Eve kind of look to you, dude. It's bullish. And this, again, this going up is not good for Caspa. It's not good for Caspa. It has, look, it's got the same look, but of course to the other effect, right? Back to my question on Caspa. You call it the power law, but it's like, does this look bullish? This, if you know anything about long-term analysis on charts, this is a bullish look. Therefore, I'm just saying, it's not as bullish as you might have once thought it was. This quote-unquote power law look that you had, that everybody was obsessed with. I don't know. I'm done, guys. I'm done. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Regardless of what your decision is, I hope it's the right one. I hope you make the most money that you possibly can. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but damn it, man. I think Caspa is set up to be the biggest disappointment from last year and on through the rest of the crypto bull cycle. If you bought before February of 2024 or before November of last year, you probably had a phenomenal time with Caspa. But if you bought anywhere since, you've probably been left wanting, left waiting, and it's only going to get worse from here. That's my personal expectation. So, again, I waited a week, man. I waited a week. I wanted the validation. I wanted to see the confirmation of the week to close. I wanted to know what I was dealing with. I didn't want to just get on here and start saying these kind of things because I know the implications this have. I know how significant of a call it is to call for something to be at its all-time highs before the rest of the market is. I understand that, right? But that's why I'm taking it seriously. That's why I waited. That's why I was patient to wait for the week. Even whenever I was like shaking in my boots a little bit and I'm like, this thing could break its all-time highs. I didn't fold there because I didn't see enough evidence yet. You did not close new weekly highs. I was waiting for that and you didn't get it. That's why I was waiting for this week to close. And if this week closed, if we had a nice pull up, if this body wasn't there and we had a big wick, right, I would have waited for the next week because I wanted to see, are you going lower or are you going to break this line? If you broke that line, I would come out with the video. I was wrong. I was so wrong. You're going to new all-time highs. Why did I ever doubt you? I'm sorry. and then it would plummet, right? Now that I'm making this video, you suck, you're going down. Now it can finally pump. So again, you're welcome. But all jokes aside, I think I've given a very clear outlook as to what my opinion is. Not sugarcoating it at all, not trying to hurt your feelings, just not trying to deter the information at the sake of your feelings. Anyways, hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.